Namaste, welcome to our Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua, and for today's practice, we have a request from our live community to focus on releasing tension around the head and the neck. So we'll incorporate that as well as, of course, the whole body. Grab a couple of blocks, as you see behind me, if you have them at home, a strap as well as a blanket and a pillow or bolster or any alternative props that you can bring out. The more props you have around you, the more options you'll have, especially for the second half of our practice. I invite you to start in hero's pose if that works for you, where you could either sit on one or two blocks stacked like this, right between your ankles, which lessens the bend in the knees so it doesn't feel too intense. And setting the knees in front of you no wider apart than your hips distance. If this does not feel comfortable for you to start in, please make sure you're listening to your body throughout this practice. You are in charge of your body. So take a different version of the pose or opt out, rest anytime you need to rest. So take a moment to settle in. Maybe that entails putting any distractions aside so you can really gift yourself your full hour and 10 or 15 minutes of yoga practice. This was a book that we dove deeper into during our Thailand retreat, and it's called Peace is Every Step, The Path of Mindfulness in Everyday Life. As you can see, it's all torn up. I've loved it very much. It's by the late Thich Nhat Hanh, who is a Buddhist monk from Vietnam and a very good teacher about meditation and mindfulness. He says, sometimes we can use meditation as a way of hiding from ourselves and from life, like a rabbit going back to his hole. Doing this, we may be able to avoid some problems for a while, but when we leave our hole, we will have to confront them again. For example, if we practice our meditation very intensely, we may feel a kind of relief as we exhaust ourselves and divert our energy from confronting our difficulties. But when our energy returns, our problems will return with them. We need to practice meditation gently, but steadily throughout daily life, not wasting a single opportunity or event to see deeply into the true nature of life, including our everyday problems. Practicing in this way, we dwell in profound communion with life. I just love how he explains meditation as communing with life and seeing life deeply, connecting to its true nature. We're going to dive a bit deeper into that practice formally at the end of our physical postures. So let's take a moment now to just observe what we're bringing into our practice individually. You might close your eyes as you turn your attention inward to observe your physical body. As we talked about on Tuesday's class, cultivating an attitude of curiosity rather than judgment of what you're observing in different sensations, in different places. And simply opening your awareness to what is right now. Notice as well the way your body is breathing. Feel any texture you can sense in the breath. How are the qualities of your breathing right now informing you of your energetic state? Notice the state of your mind and heart. How are you feeling right now mentally and emotionally? And just acknowledging what is. No need to resist it or create a story around it. Now let in the breath more slowly. Open your mouth to let it go. Inhale even slightly deeper. Through the mouth, exhale a little longer. Little by little, continue to deepen your breath. Letting your attention to the breath help you to fully immerse in the present moment by moment. Cultivating a meditative mind as we enter our asana practice, our physical yoga. I invite you now to consider your day. What do you appreciate about it? Letting gratitude be a regular way that we open our hearts and minds. And now clarify to yourself what you're choosing to focus your energy on cultivating through this practice and afterwards. Setting your sankalpa, your intention. Consider those around you. Is there anyone that you might like to dedicate today's practice to as a way of extending loving kindness to them? And together, let's join our voices in support of each other, chanting Om 3 times. Let in a deeper breath. I invite you into a breathing practice to help regulate your energy to balance while inviting calm and focus. It's called Ujjayi Pranayama, which means victorious breathing. It's done by closing your lips and softly narrowing the back of your throat as you breathe slowly and evenly in and out through the nose, listening to a gentle whispering sound in your breath. Listening to that sound serves as an anchor for your mind. Just like when we're sitting in meditation, letting the mind rest on the sound of the breath to bridge your mind and body with the present moment. And it helps you to regulate that you're not over or under exerting yourself. You can hear that your breathing is slow, it's intentional, it's smooth. So cultivate a slow and steady rhythm that will try to keep going through much of our physical yoga, especially the first half, the vinyasa flow. Please make your way down onto all fours, hands and knees. Spread your fingers at the front of your mat and stack your shoulders on top of your wrists. Step your knees a couple of inches behind your hips And let's start to move the spine in cat-cow pose. As you breathe in, glide your chest forward, roll your shoulders back and down, and lift your gaze, cow pose. As you breathe out, keep the arms straight and contract your abdomen, drop your head to round your back into cat pose. Again, inhale, peel the shoulders behind you, stretch the chest forward and up. Exhale, contract your abdomen, dropping your head, tuck your tailbone. Keep going at your pace of breathing. Maybe another 3 to 5 cycles of breath in cat-cow pose, or in Sanskrit, Bitalasana. On your next exhalation, tuck your toes behind you and lift your hips high, draw your thighs back, entering downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend your knees a lot when you arrive there and really try to get your pelvis up high. Pull your hips back and away from your hands and try to stretch the spine in both directions at the back, like you're creating a flat back. Lift your shoulders away from your neck and wrap your outer upper arms downward. Try to broaden your shoulder blades apart. Softly shake your head no as you breathe. Keep bending the knees, lifting the tailbone. Nod your head yes. Stretch out your mouth, flutter the lips. Really try to relax the tongue, the jaw. And start to press the very top fronts of your thigh bones back. To whatever degree you might straighten the legs, and that might not be all the way straight so that you can really keep the hips high. Draw your thighs back and sink your heels downward. Spread your fingers flat and lengthen through the sides of your torso. Keep wrapping the triceps downward, letting your head fall freely. Now let's start to pedal the feet in place. Bend one knee slowly as you breathe in. Press the opposite heel into the earth. And exhale, bend the opposite knee. Press the other heel down. Keep going. And maybe to this, you also swivel the hips side to side, like you're dancing the twist, stretching into your outer hips and the sides of your waist. Keep letting the head just hang loose. Keep lifting the shoulders back, creating space in your neck. Relax your eyes. Now let's walk up to the front of the mat, entering a standing forward fold. Separate your feet at least hips width apart. If you've got tightness in the backs of your legs, go even wider and parallel your feet. Bend your knees generously and bring the thumbs, both thumbs, to the occipital bone at the very bottom of your skull where it meets your neck. And interlace your fingers, gently pulling downward as you sway the spine with your knees generously bent. You might even softly shake the head no, nod the head yes. Notice any heaviness you might be carrying in your neck and shoulders, your head, or even mentally in your mind. Imagine you could just open up the crown of your head and pour it out into the earth for Mother Earth to wisely transmute that energy. So gather in a full breath. Fill up everything. As you open the mouth wide, let any sound out. So you're pouring that heaviness out with a sound. Ha! Twice more. Deep, deep breath in. Get as loud as you need. Open the mouth. Ha! One more time. Deep, deep breath in. Let it feel releasing for you. Exhale, mouth wide. Ha! Release the arms. Shimmy out the shoulders. Keep bending the knees. Let your head, arms, torso hang loose. And with a really slow breath or two, roll your spine upright like you're stacking one vertebra at a time. Lifting your head last. Circle the shoulders forward and up. As you exhale, circle them back and down. Let's try a couple more. Inhale the shoulders forward and up. Exhale them back and down. Last one. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Inhale, sweep the arms apart. Join the palms at the top and interlace your fingers. Flip the palms inside out. Press the shoulders down. Exhale, side bend to the right and seal in the bottom of your front ribs. Inhale, rise up to center. Maybe switch the interlacing of thumb and index. Palms face up. Exhale to the left, side bend. Inhale up to center, bend your elbows apart like a cactus shape, draw the shoulder bones back, slide the shoulder blades down the back and right under the shoulder blades, coil your chest up, but drop your tailbone firm in the belly. Inhale, rise, palms touch overhead. Exhale, bow over your legs. Press your hands on your legs, 2 blocks or the floor. And inhale, stretch your spine forward. Really try to create traction as you're pressing with the hands. Glide the shoulders back. And then exhale, fold even deeper. Remember, you can bend the knees here. Press through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, rising all the way up. Circle the shoulders back and down. And again, coil your chest up. Exhale, join your hands in prayer from your crown down to your heart center as though blessing yourself. Let's try 2 more half sun salutations. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, coil your chest up, but seal the lower belly in. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Press with your fingertips and inhale, stretch your chest, crown of your head forward. Glide the shoulders back. Keep stretching the spine as you exhale to fold deeper. Firm down through the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, rising all the way up. Tilt your heart towards the sky. Remember, this is a salutation of gratitude to the sun. So bring that palms in prayer down to heart center. Last one. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow forward. Uttanasana. Press with your hands. Inhale, lengthen forward. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward fold. Exhale, bow a little deeper. Uttanasana. Firm down to your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, rising all the way up. Find a gentle back bend at the top. Exhale, gather your palms in prayer from crown to heart center. Pause here for 1 slow, deep breath. And let's move into sun salutation C. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead and coil your chest up again. Exhale, bow over your legs. This time, place your fingertips on the ground. Inhale, step the left knee behind you. Kneeling lunge, look up. As you hold your breath, step into plank pose, top of a push-up. As you exhale, lower your knees, then your chest. Hug the elbows to your ribs, lower your chin. Inhale, slither forward. Draw the shoulders back and down, cobra pose. Exhale, press up, lifting your hips back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb. Lower your right knee and gaze up. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Press through your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward. Find a gentle back bend as you stand. Exhale, trace your palms in prayer down to heart center. Last one, side 2. Inhale, sweep the arms into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow, Uttanasana. Lower the fingertips. Inhale, step right knee back. Anjaneyasana, look up. Hold your breath as you step to plank. Exhale, Ashtangasana, lower knees, chest, then chin. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana, slide the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, Downward Dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, step right foot forward, left knee down, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, step left foot forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, join your hands in prayer. Padasana. Pause for a slow breath. Let's step the feet together to touch. Bend your elbows wide apart. Cross your right elbow on top of your left elbow, eagle arms. Either hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Slide your shoulder blades down your back ribs. Lift the elbows to the height of your shoulders and gently press your forearms away from your face. Bend the knees here, feet together, knees together, chair pose. Pause for 2 more breaths. Can you lean your weight back towards your heels, gliding the shin bones back as you seal in your front ribs? Draw your tailbone downward like an anchor. Lengthen your lower back. Now start to lift the left foot, flex, and softly step the left ball of the foot all the way back into crescent lunge. So your feet are parallel to each other and as wide apart as your hips. Anchor your tailbone downward and turn your left outer hip to face forward. Bending the front knee just above the heel, plug the right thigh bone back, and let your gaze settle on one spot. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, lift your elbows a little bit higher if you can. Exhale, backstroke the arms and open to the left in Warrior Two. Align your right heel to intersect the arch of your left foot, bending the right knee just on top of the ankle but not in front of it. Firm the outside edge of the left foot down, turning in the left leg slightly. Rotate the right thigh bone to turn out, splaying the right knee towards the right pinky toe, while firming the top of your left thigh bone back. Now let's wrap the left arm behind your back and bring the hands to clasp over to the right hip. Imagine you're squeezing a tennis ball or a golf ball, maybe a ping pong ball, right between your elbows, because you can squeeze that. And slide your shoulder blades down the back. Seal your front ribs into the back. Opening up that left side of your chest here. Gaze over the right shoulder. How's your breathing? Relax the eyes. 2 more breaths in this variation of Virabhadrasana 2. Now keep the left arm where it is. Extend the right arm towards your right side. Flip the palm up and side bend towards your rear wall. Peaceful warrior. 1 more breath. Exhale, rise up and step forward. Let's come up to the top of the mat. Feet together, touching. Mountain pose. Bend your elbows apart like a cactus shape. Then cross the left elbow on top of the right. Either hook your thumbs or wrap your forearms and palms. Slide your shoulder blades down your back ribs. Lift your elbows to the height of your shoulders and press your forearms away from your face. How's the breath? Bend your knees together and sit back towards your heels in chair pose. Let's pause a few breaths. Seal in the bottom of your front ribs. Anchor your tailbone downward as you glide your shin bones back. Maybe sit a little lower, 1 more breath. Utkatasana. Start to flex your right foot in front of you off the floor and slowly step the ball of your right foot way back until your feet are hips width apart, parallel in crescent lunge. Draw your tailbone downward and square both of your hips to face forward, bending the front knee just above the ankle. Listen to the qualities of your breath. Next inhale, lift your elbows a little higher if you can. Exhale, backstroke the arms and open to your right, Warrior Two. Align your left heel to intersect the arch of your right foot. Bend your left knee directly above the ankle as you firm the outer edge of your right foot into the ground. Turn out your left thigh bone at the hip, splaying the left knee towards the left pinky toe, while you firm the top of your right thigh bone back. Now let's wrap the right arm way behind you, reaching it over to the left hip. Clasp your hands there And imagine squeezing a ping pong ball between your elbows. Slide your shoulder blades down the back. Seal the bottom of your front ribs in towards the back. And steady your gaze softly over your left shoulder. Last couple of breaths in this version of Virabhadrasana 2. Keep the right arm wrapping behind you. Extend the left arm to your left side and flip the palm up. Sweep that arm overhead as you side bend towards your rear wall in peaceful warrior. Full breath here. We're going to exit differently on this side. So keep the wide stance and rise up to straight legs. Parallel your feet to face the wide width of your mat. And let's bring both hands behind you, either to clasp or grab a strap and hold it between your hands to give you more range of motion, to lift the hands away from the lower back if you've got a short range of motion there, if the shoulders are tight in front. So parallel your feet, roll your shoulders back and down and breathe in. As you exhale, shift your weight as far forward as you can. Try to align your hips with your ankles. You can bend your knees any amount and lengthen your spine as you bow. Can you relax your neck completely? Just let the head hang loose. Breath by breath, stretch your arms away from your lower back, opening the fronts of your shoulders. Slightly bend the elbows to lift your shoulders and create more space in your neck. You could even move your head around. Last 3 breaths in this variation of wide-legged forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Lower your arms. And let's crawl your hands over to the front of your mat. Pivot to face the front of your mat in a lunge. Set the back knee down and lower to sit. Bring the legs out in front of you. Grab your block. And let's come on down to our backs. All right, we are now heading towards the yin part of our practice. We're just going to practice one more active posture here, which is bridge pose. So I invite you to place either the skinniest width or the medium width of that block right between your knees and thighs to hug firmly. So choose the width that allows your knees to separate as close to your hips distance apart as possible. Then separate your feet just as wide apart and parallel your feet to each other. Bring the arms down by your sides and walk your heels back until you could almost touch your heels with your fingertips, but not quite. Press down through the 4 corners of each foot equally, hugging the block. Ground your shoulders and tilt your chin back to open your throat. Prepare to lift your hips and stay lifted in bridge pose for your count of 5 to 10 full breaths. When you're ready, tilt your tailbone up and stretch the fronts of your thighs forward, lifting the pelvis. Slide your upper arms closer together under your back ribs. Keep your arms straight rather than bending the elbows. And if your hands happen to touch, you could interlace the fingers. Press the ground away with your outer upper arms and keep tilting your chin back. As you're hugging the block between your thighs, spin your inner thighs slightly towards the floor. Without moving your feet, bring the energy as if you're dragging your heels back towards your glutes, while simultaneously stretching the front of your thighs forward. Last few breaths. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. And ready with a slow exhalation to melt your spine and pelvis onto the earth. Put the block aside. Keep your knees bent and your feet on the floor, but just slide the feet a little wider apart so they're a little wider than hips distance. Keep the knees as wide apart as the feet. Keep the feet where they are and start to windshield wiper your legs. So breathing in, drop the knees to one side, both in the same direction. Exhale to the other side. Keep going for several more breaths. Just giving your lower back a release as you might feel a massage in your glutes. Find your strap, please, and bend your right knee towards your chest. Step the ball of your right foot into the strap and extend your right leg up towards the sky. Now hold the strap in just your left hand. Slide the left leg forward on the floor and scoot your hips towards the right edge of your mat. Let's prepare for a supine spinal twist. Open up your right arm on the ground. Keep the shoulder on the floor. You could stretch your neck by gazing over your right shoulder. Sickle your right foot, which will give your IT band and your outer right thigh a stretch as well. So turn the sole of your right foot from the ankle to face your left wall. And now move very slowly. So little by little, start to cross the right leg over your body to the left, while sending your right outer hip forward. That's away from your armpit and towards your left foot. Take your time. We're going to be here for like 2 minutes, twisting on the side. Keep sending the right hip forward, grounding the right shoulder. Now, if it's available while you're twisting on the side, you could give your left quadricep a stretch as well by bending your left knee and reaching down with your right hand to catch hold of your left foot if it's reachable. If you have the foot, re-ground your right shoulder. Keep tilting the right hip away from you and bring the left foot towards your glutes. Can you still hear your breath? One more deep breath here. And start to unravel onto your back, but keep your right foot in the strap. Recenter your pelvis on the mat. Now, press your left hand onto the very top of your left thigh, like at the crease of the hip, so that the back of the left hip stays rooted to the ground. Flex both of your feet, so curl all your toes back towards your shins. Hold the strap in your right hand. Give yourself enough slack so you can ground both shoulders and relax them away from the neck. Now from the right hip socket, just rotate your right thigh bone externally, like you're turning a doorknob before you open the door, so that your right knee and toes begin to point towards your right wall. Now, breath by breath, begin to open the door or splay your right leg to the right side away from your midline. Take your time. We're here for about 2 minutes. If you can reach hold of your big toe with your right peace fingers, then you can put the strap aside, or you can hold your heel if that's reachable without shrugging the shoulders. As you continue this hip opening, hamstring stretching posture called supine hand to big toe pose, draw your right outer hip forward towards your inner left heel so that rather than compressing the right side of your torso, you're trying to lengthen it just as much as the left side. And the Sanskrit name for this posture is Supta, which means supine, Uttita Hasta, Padangushtasana. One more deep breath. Bring your right leg up to center, holding that strap with both hands. Square your hips so they equally face the sky. Keep flexing your feet. Now keep your right leg straight without locking the knee. If your hamstring starts yelling at you, you can bend the left knee, but try to keep the right leg straight and bend your elbows apart little by little, bringing the right leg towards you as you relax the shoulders down the back. Some of you might catch hold of the back of your calf or your heel. Keep drawing your right outer hip forward towards your left heel to equally lengthen left and right sides of your torso. One more deep breath. Bend your right knee. Give your thigh or shin a hug. Maybe lift the head and shoulders. Circle out the foot. And release. Both legs to the floor. Allow a pause, a few breaths in corpse pose. Just observe your body. Is there anything wanting your attention a little more right now? Without having to change anything or give it a story, can you just allow the breath to listen, enter that space? Slowly bend your left knee. Step the ball of your left foot into the strap. Extend your left leg upright and slide your pelvis towards the left edge of your mat. Open your left arm wide to the left side and ground that shoulder as you might face it to stretch your neck. Hold the strap in just your right hand. Sickle your left foot by turning the sole of the foot from the ankle to face the right wall, giving your IT band at your outer left thigh a stretch. Take your time, little by little, begin to cross your left leg over your body to the right side, entering a supine spinal twist. While twisting, send your left outer hip forward towards your right foot. If it's available, you can give your right quadricep a stretch as well by bending your right knee, reaching down with your left hand to catch hold of your right foot. Then reground your left shoulder as you bring that foot closer to your glutes. Continue to tilt your left outer hip forward. Tune in to your breath. One more deep breath here. So in Sanskrit, this posture is called Supta Parita Uddita Hasta Parangushtasana, supine twisting hand to big toe pose. Start to unravel onto your back, sliding the right leg straight on the ground. As you center the pelvis on the mat, flex both of your feet and press your right palm onto the very top of your right thigh, right at the crease of your hip, making sure the back of the right hip stays grounded in this next pose. Hold the strap with your left hand, giving yourself enough slack so that your shoulders can rest on the ground and down the back. Start by rotating your left thigh at the hip externally. So the left knee and toes begin pointing towards your left wall. Then little by little, abduct your left leg or move it away from the midline of your body to the left side. You could clasp the big toe with your peace fingers. You could hold the inner heel if that's available. As you're splaying the left leg open, continue to draw your left outer hip forward towards your inner right heel, so as to lengthen the left side of your torso. One more deep breath. Slowly lift your left leg upright, squaring both hips to face the ceiling. This time hold the strap with two hands and keep flexing your feet, splaying your elbows apart. Keep your left leg straight without locking the knee, and only bend your right knee if needed as you bring the left leg closer and closer. You could also hold the back of the calf or the heel if that's available without shrugging your shoulders. One more deep breath here. Bend your left knee, hugging your thigh, your shin, and maybe lift the head and shoulders and circle out your feet. Relax both legs straight on the ground and pause in corpse pose for a few deep breaths. Notice what there is to notice internally. Gather your knees together into your chest and either turn over to one side or gently rock forward to sit. Let's find a comfortable way to sit for our last pranayama practice, which will be meant to help us clear the clouds of the mind and tune deeper inward. I'm going to invite you to actually 2 breathing techniques. We'll start with 1 minute of bellows breath, Bhastrika Pranayama, which also helps to cleanse the lungs. And the second one is alternate nostril breathing, or Nodi Shodhana Pranayama. So for the bellows breath, well, first of all, make sure that you're sitting in a way that you can breathe well, you feel grounded, torso is spacious and tall, shoulders are relaxed. The first bellows breath is done by closing the mouth and breathing just through the nose, in and out, deeply. Equal depth in, equal depth out. So you create a brisk rhythm that you can sustain for 1 minute. And as you're doing this, you want to feel like you're using your diaphragm. So you're breathing into the belly, the side ribs, like you're breathing into your whole torso. If you'd like to add a physical action or kriya to go along with this breath, you can bend the elbows apart, make fists with your hands, and as you breathe in, straighten the arms, spread the fingers, and as you breathe out, bend your elbows towards your side ribs and refist the hands. So it looks like this. Okay, otherwise you can rest your hands on your lap. Let's prepare for 1 minute of bellows breath. Ready? Begin. You might also close your eyes and steady your inner gaze towards your third eye center, which is towards the center of the brain. And relax. Breathe naturally and notice how you feel. Continue breathing through the nose as we begin alternate nostril breathing. You might place your left hand in Gyan Mudra to help tune inward. That's turning the palm face up on your lap while the thumb and index finger touch. Place your right hand in Vishnu Mudra, sticking out the thumb, pinky, and ring fingers. And as you breathe only through your nose, sustain the breath very softly. We'll use the right thumb to close the right nostril like this, and the right ring and pinky fingers to close the left nostril like this. Alternate nostril breathing. It also helps to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, feminine and masculine energy within all of us, as well as relaxing the nervous system and cooling down. Let's practice 3 cycles of Nodi Shodhana Pranayama together, and then continue 3 cycles on your own before letting go of controlling the breath. Prepare to start by emptying this breath and maybe closing the eyes, turning your inner gaze towards third eye center. With right thumb, close right nostril and inhale through the left for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath for 2, 1. Close left, exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 2, 1. Stay here. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close right, exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Second cycle. Inhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close left, exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Close right, exhale left, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale left for 6. Hold 2. Close left. Exhale right, 6. Hold 2. Inhale right, 6. Hold 2. Close right. Exhale left, 6. Hold 2. Continue 3 more cycles on your own. Take your time. When you finish, sit, breathing naturally, and observe. Continue observing, tuning inward, and please gently lower your body to the ground where you can lie down and rest in stillness for a few minutes of Shavasana, corpse pose. As you continue to close your eyes and let your body rest in stillness, bring your awareness to your physical body and notice how it feels right now. Be gentle with yourself. Listen to how your body wants to begin waking up. Ease into simple movements, stretches. Gradually turning over onto your right side, rest your head for a few moments. Witness the quality of your breath now. How does your energy feel? Then take your time lifting your body up. Please find a comfortable way to sit for our guided 10 minutes of meditation. Let your body be positioned in a way that you feel grounded, alert, and relaxed. You might choose a mudra to place your hands in to help you center your focus, such as stacking the right palm face up, which symbolizes wisdom, over the left palm face up, which symbolizes compassion. Letting the hands rest on your lap as the thumb tips gently touch. Either close your eyes or steady a soft, downcast gaze. Let's begin. So as Thich Nhat Hanh said, meditation is not an escape. Rather, it's a way to truly see what's happening. Let this practice be a way of seeing the way you interpret the sound that you might hear, the car passing by, or a memory that you have of some situation, of a future thought. Notice how your mind is perceiving things. To help you ground yourself in that seat of awareness, I invite you to rest a very gentle attention on the feeling of the breath. Choose a place in your body where you could rest your inner gaze on and feel the breath easily. Just letting it move naturally, sense it coming in, sense it going out. By resting your awareness on the breath, you are practicing being present, where the mind is on the breath, which is in the present. Anytime your attention goes astray, let go and come back. Relax into the feeling of the breath again, back into the present. When we get caught up in the stories we tell ourselves of how we're interpreting a situation, we're no longer in the present moment. Then we feel worry or anxiety or something else. So by training our attention to rest on the breath, we're remembering where the present is. Anytime you get caught up in a storyline that takes you into the past, into the future, no longer observing your mind, but getting entangled in the stories of your mind, practice letting go and resting back on the feeling of the breath. Now, you probably have already noticed thoughts arise as you're resting on the breath. Bring curiosity into observing any thoughts that arise or any emotions that arise. Notice the quality of those thoughts, any patterns. And once you start being hooked again or entangled in a storyline, practice letting go and rest your awareness back on the feeling of the breath, coming back to the seat of awareness. Now notice how your mind and heart feel. How can you bring this practice of self-awareness, observing the energy of your thoughts and observing how you're perceiving the current situation, and coming back to your breath to be fully present into the informal practices of day-to-day life. And as we bring this practice to a close, I invite you to acknowledge someone or something that you would like to appreciate right now. Gratitude to yourself for the effort you put into cultivating inner peace. Remember your intention. Remember to whom you dedicated today's practice. And together, let's close chanting Om 3 times, sending the resonance we've co-created out into the world through the vibration of sound and integrating it within us. Let in a deep breath. Bowing in towards your heart center, honoring the light within. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.